Hi everyone, it's Wendy and I have another What I Eat in a Day video for you. And as you can see, it's pretty dark. The mornings are starting to get colder and darker, so I haven't been able to keep up with my morning walks like I did all summer long. I don't mind the cold, but I don't like walking in the dark, so instead I've been getting back to doing more yoga. Sometimes I make up my own yoga routines. For years I used to teach yoga classes, but sometimes I like to just follow someone else's routine. So this morning I found a yoga class that was focused on shoulders and upper back. I tend to get tight in those areas with all of the computer work that I do, so it's nice to stretch it out every once in a while. So now I'm going to get my lunch and my breakfast prepped before work, and if it gets bright enough before I have to start working, I might try to go out for a walk, but we'll just see how much time I have. I'm starting by making a smoothie. Usually I make a smoothie with lots of greens and a little bit of frozen banana and mango. But today I'm making a salad smoothie. A couple weeks ago I shared a video showing how I make this, and I've sort of become obsessed with these salad smoothies. For this one I used about 5 ounces of greens, and then I like to cut the rest of the vegetables a little bit just to help the blender out. I have some English cucumber, a carrot, celery, and bell pepper. I was going to use a little bit of red and yellow bell pepper, but I decided to save the red bell pepper to eat with a little bit of leftover hummus, so I'll save that for my lunch. Then I'm adding some cherry tomatoes and a little bit of lemon juice. I've been using this lemon juice in jars lately, and it's been a lifesaver. I would love to be able to use fresh lemons all the time, but I've never been able to make it a habit to always have fresh lemons on hand. Inevitably, when I buy them, they'll either go bad before I use them all, or for some other reason, I just end up not using them. So this lemon juice in a bottle has been really helpful. I add a couple cups of cold water for blending. Then I realized I almost forgot one of my favorite parts. I have a couple cloves of garlic. Normally I would only add one, but these are so tiny that I'm adding 2. I'm also adding a couple pieces of beet that I had steamed and frozen. I got several varieties of beets from my local CSA this summer. Finally, I have a couple pieces of frozen apple to give it a little bit of sweetness. For my oatmeal, as always, I have my frozen blueberries and my batch-cooked steel-cut oats. And I keep forgetting things for my smoothie. I also like to add a little bit of amla powder, ginger powder, and dulse flakes. I like smoothies because they're a really easy way to get some of these other herbs and spices into my diet. After I got that all ready, I realized that I didn't really need to prep anything for lunch because I'm just going to eat some leftovers. And the sun is up now, and I do have a little time before I have to start working, so I am going to go ahead and take a short walk. And I was so happy that I was able to make it out for this walk because the weather was perfect and the sky was beautiful. Right as I walked out, I spotted the moon, and as I turned the corner to continue walking, the sunrise was absolutely breathtaking. Even though I only had a few minutes for a walk, it was definitely worth it. So after my walk, I finished preparing my breakfast and I got to work. Normally, I would like to sit down and eat my oatmeal, but today I actually ate it while I was working, and then of course I had my salad smoothie. And I just have to say, I am absolutely loving these salad smoothies. I already eat really healthy smoothies with mostly vegetables and just a little bit of fruit, but even I was a little skeptical about the salad smoothie. I have to say, now that I've started drinking them, I'm obsessed with them. I can definitely see how someone who's not used to eating a lot of vegetables would probably not like this. It'll probably be a little bitter and unpalatable, but for me it's totally refreshing. So I'll keep working for a couple of hours until it's lunchtime. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm having leftovers for lunch. I have that red bell pepper that I saved this morning and a few slices of cucumber to go along with this leftover hummus. I'll put a link to the recipe for how I like to make my hummus. Then I also have a couple clementines, and here I have some sorghum. This is one of my favorite kinds of whole grains. This is a little bit that I had frozen, and it's actually still pretty frozen, so I'm gonna see if I can get some of that out of there. And I'm having that along with a recipe that I just tried out the other day. This was another recipe that I created inspired by some comments on one of my previous videos. This one is imitating a vegetable korma dish, which I'm planning to make a video for, so stay tuned for that. And I have just a little bit left. I think I might end up eating all of this, but I'll start with what I have here. After lunch, I got back to work. And the really nice thing about working from home is I can make really good use of my break times. When I used to work in the office, we would get our 15-minute breaks, but there's really only so much you can do. Maybe read a book or walk around the building to stretch my legs out, but that was about it. But working from home, I have so many options. Sometimes I use my 15-minute breaks to do a quick meditation or to squeeze in a really quick workout. In some of my other What I Eat in a Day videos, you've seen me do various dance workouts, and I also love to do these walking workouts. And that's what I decided to do today. There are lots of different YouTube channels that have walking workouts, and I like to try different ones. One of my favorite is called Walk at Home, and they have lots of 15-minute workouts, so it's great for my afternoon break. I'll put a link below for the one that I did today. After that, I just have a couple more hours of work, then I'm going to head over to my parents' house for dinner. And I ended up having leftovers all day today, which is fine by me. I think that making big batches of recipes and having leftovers is the best way to maintain this healthy lifestyle. The other day, my mom made one of our favorite recipes, her pizza casserole. I've shared her recipe on the channel before, so I'll put a link for that. And it's one of my favorites because it's so simple to make and it's so delicious. Along with that, we're having some baked potato fries because we pretty much have potatoes as a side to any meal. And as always, we also have a little side salad to go along with it. After that, I brought over a little bit of this cake or bread. I'm not really sure what to call it. It was something that I made up, and I was going for bread, but it ended up being more like a cake. But whatever it is, it's apple cinnamon flavored and it's really tasty. So we're gonna split that and have that for dessert. After dinner, my dad likes to watch the evening news, and then we usually play a game. Right now, we're still on a Parcheesi kick, so that's what we're playing tonight. After our game, I went back over to my house and I had one more task that I wanted to check off my list for the day, and that was to do something with these peppers that we got last week in our CSA. These are shishito peppers, which can be either spicy or sweet, and whenever I get tons of them like this, I usually like to pickle them. I also have videos showing how I do this, so I'll include those links below as well. After I finish that, I'll try to relax for the rest of the evening, maybe have a cup of herbal tea, and then lately I've been trying to get in the habit of doing a meditation before bed. So I plan to try to fit that in, but for now I'm going to sign off. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I hope to see you next time.